Hello, welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, and what I'm going to be doing today is I got this clock given to me and the clock didn't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take the frame off. I've already taken the clock out, and then actually do a picture, a resin picture inside it, and then put the frame back on and see what it comes out like. So I've taken all the bits off, and what I've done is I've put them all in a sealable bag because I know what I'm like. I will, when I come to put this back together again, I'll either love the picture and then can't find any of the bits because I'll have put them somewhere safe. Obviously it's got a bit of felt in it, and it's also got a hole in it here where the actual clock mechanism used to go through it. So what I'm going to do is, before I forget, I'm going to put a bit of sellotape over that, because if not I will forget and then I'll go and pour on it, and then what will happen is it will just run everywhere. So once that's sealed up, that shouldn't now in any way come through there. So that hole should be completely sealed now, and it's not going to show from the inside because I will fill the actual base with black resin. And before I start, I am going to paint this base and all around these edges to ensure that it's a nice seal before I put the resin in. And what I'm going to use for this to paint the inside is I'm going to use some colour shift paint. So I'm going to paint this bit and I'm going to paint all around the edges. So what I'll do is I'll leave that to dry and then I'll pour the first coat of resin in it. I've mixed my resin up, ready to pour in the bottom of this and let it set. And what I've decided to do is I'm going to use some of this colour shift folk art black acrylic paint. I'm not going to put too much in. Never put more than 10% in. There we go. I'll pop the bubbles on that and we will let that cure. I've decided to add some LED lights, and as you can see I'm adding them there to this now, and it's how I always do them. These are battery operated LED lights. They're suitable for resin. I put a drop of UV resin on them, I then cure them, and then they'll stay perfectly where you want them. Okay, so I've set those in there now, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour a little thin layer of translucent blue over the top of this now. And that'll give me a bit of distance between the black background and the stuff that I'm going to put in it once this is cured. So this is what I've decided to make with this little frame, and to be honest you could make this out of a box lid if you wanted to, but I had this frame. So I'm using the little resin transfers that I've made, and if you want to know how I make these, they're really easy and they're great fun, then check out the video in the description and also in the comments. I'll also link it at the end because it is a great way of getting some wonderful little transfers. So all I have to do now is add some resin to make sure these don't float up to the top, finish this off, and then it's good to go. So I'm now ready to do this. I've taken the bits out, and what I do is, you've probably seen me do this before, I pour a little bit of my resin that I've got mixed up in and get that all the way around. And I do this with everything that I put in resin that's flat, like a photograph or a picture, and especially with these transfers, because I find it really does help. I get it in, this is probably just a couple of millimeters thick. I pop in my transfers or photographs or whatever it is I'm using. Now it's not going to be make much difference for this one because of the fact that I'm only seeing it from one side. I'm not going to be seeing it from both sides. But what I do is I move it around, and if you can see, these little bubbles are coming up from underneath it. And what that does is, firstly, it stops it floating to the top because there's no air underneath it to push it to the top. And secondly, it allows your, see, there's quite a few bubbles coming up. And if it's a photograph, be gentle with it. And it also allows your picture to stick to what you're using. It won't float up, creates like a little vacuum. And in addition to that, if it is two-sided and you want to see through both sides, then the great thing is you don't see any big bubbles the other side. Okay. So there's that. Let's put the sign in. So I will continue doing this, putting everything in where I want it. I do like that little sign. So as you can see, I've got everything now where I want it. And the other good thing is, once I start pouring a little bit more resin on this, this won't move around because of that little vacuum that has been created. And the other great thing about these resin embellishments, must be hungry, is that once you put them into resin, they the edges kind of disappear. They just go clear. So there we go. Easy. I've just got one more stage once this is finished, and then once this is cured, and then we will come back to it. I'll show you what it looks like finished and with the lights on. This is all cured now and finished, but before I carry on, I just need to take a little nick out of there for allowing this wire to go through it a little bit. Now, I could use the Dremel, but to be honest, for this one, it's not worth it because I literally can just nip a bit out of it. So I'll nip a bit out there. Like so, just with a knife. It only needs a tiny bit. You're not going to see it because it's going to be hidden up. I don't want them bits in there. So all it will do is it will sit there like so. And I could pop a bit of UV resin on it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape on it. Just a little bit of sticky tape. There we go, that'll be enough because it's not going to be seen, as I said. So I'm now going to put this back together. So there we go, that's all finished now. I'm really pleased with how it's come out. I think that'll look great in a little young kid's bedroom. I'm really pleased with how that's come out. Everything in there has been made by me. Nothing there was purchased apart from the frame itself, which was given to me because the clock didn't work. I think it looks really sweet with the lights on. Unfortunately, it's not very dark in here at the moment, but it does look really sweet with those little LED lights on. And I'm really pleased with how that's come out. So if you like this, please let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do some more of these things. Don't forget, if you want to learn how to make those transfers, then check out the video at the end of this video. I will tag that video and it will also be in the comments below. Don't forget, join my Facebook group, How to Resin with Steve McDonald. It's a great little group and it's growing really fast now. We have regular competitions and shout outs and all different sorts of things that can benefit any resin artist. And if you feel inclined and would like to support this channel, then check out my Patreon link. You can either make a donation towards having something, or you can make a regular monthly support. And every bit is really appreciated. It really does help to keep this channel going. Take care. Enjoy your resin. Bye.